The work I'd like to play for you this morning is the Bach Prelude in G major from the first suite. He wrote a set of 6 suites around the 1720s, and though he did not play the cello, he was a fine violinist and violist and knew the string instruments very well. And it's not known exactly why he wrote a set of 6 suites, but he did like to write things in sets of 6s. We have 6 Brandenburg concertos, 6 violin sonatas and partitas. He liked that number, and so he chose 6 suites. In another 6, each of them has 6 movements. They're a prelude followed by 5 dances that would have been familiar in Bach's day. 4 of them are in major keys and 2 of them are in minor keys. This prelude to the first suite in G major is probably the most recognizable cello piece out there. If you take a poll on the street and ask them for one cellist, they'll probably say Yo-Yo Ma, and if you ask them to start singing one piece, they'll probably go, oh, that one that goes da 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 da. And you might not be able to recognize the pitches that they're singing, but it's a fair guess that this is what they're trying to sing. This is one of my favorite pieces. I love to play it. I've probably performed it 100, 200, 300 times. It's requested very frequently and has tremendous audience appeal wherever you go due to its familiarity. That's one of the things that classical music suffers from, is that we have such a large body of music that's played by such a small group of people in fairly isolated venues that most people aren't familiar with a lot of the music. And familiarity, of course, breeds oftentimes a great love for something. This is one of those pieces that fits into that category. Why Bach? Well, I guess because it's popular. Bach is my favorite composer. If you look at my license plate, it's got kind of a cryptic homage to Bach. License plate on my car is BWV 1012. BWV stands for Bach Werkverzeichnis, which means essentially the catalog of all of Bach's works. A fellow took this project upon himself and organized all the works that Bach wrote and gave each of them a number. And BWV 1012, which is on my license plate, is the 6th of the 6 Bach suites, the one in D major. You can't say that any of the 6 suites are I don't know, greater, but somehow there's an importance, there's a finality, there's a cumulativeness to the 6th suite, which is really fun. And I'd urge anyone to look it up online. I'm sure you could find a recording on YouTube, or look for that 6th suite. It's really glorious. This prelude, or I should say Bach, any work of Bach, is he's someone who is revered by people across genres, across styles, across professional disciplines. People who are just fans of music, and those who have gone into it professionally cite J.S. Bach as simply the pinnacle of the art form more than just about anyone else. And I think it's because it's a twofold, and I think a very important multiple level experience that Bach creates. On the one hand, his music is very simple and straightforward and intuitive on the surface. That is, people hearing it for a first time can immediately love Bach's melodies. Which is a very famous tune. Well, that's Bach's. Another famous, the Arioso. He was a gorgeous lyric writer of melody for both voice and for wind instruments and string instruments and orchestras. That's the surface. And I can imagine back in the 1700s at a cathedral that or church that Bach was playing the organ, that you know, a peasant or someone of very little education could walk into the church, sit down, hear Bach playing, and go, "That is beautiful," and just be awed by the immediate appeal of the surface of his music. However, the thing that makes Bach great is the fact that beneath that surface lies infinite levels of appreciability. That is to say, people go into music and study Bach their entire life and are constantly and perpetually amazed at how deep his music goes below the surface. It's my favorite music to study and my favorite music to play, and it's that challenge. It's chess, it's Shakespeare, it's striving for an ideal where you can't possibly live up to all the detail in the music, but it is so inviting to try and so professionally fulfilling to try. He meets every as far as I can go, Bach can push me one step further, and that's fun.